I made beef enchiladas, chorizo pinto beans, and my wife made Spanish rice, and we're gonna show you exactly how we did it right here in this video. So hold up, let us cook. So tonight we are making beef enchiladas, but it's been a very long time since we made beef enchiladas for dinner or any time for that matter. But tonight we're gonna bring them back. I have some of this defrosted beef that's been sitting in my freezer. This is about 1.5 pounds, and let's get it in the pan. Now, once our pan is hot, let's add our ground beef, and we don't need to add any oil because we gotta remember when we're dealing with ground beef, especially ground beef that's not lean, this is 80-20. So there's more than enough fat that's gonna put grease inside of this pan without us having to add extra grease. Now this is where you wanna create a nice little sear. And once you have a nice little sear, let's go ahead and start breaking up the ground beef. Now, if you do not have a pre-made taco seasoning mix packet on hand, do not worry, just add 1 teaspoon of all the ingredients that I have listed on the screen right now. And I promise you, you won't ever want to buy another pre-made taco season packet again. Or you might want to, but if you don't have one, just use this seasoning mix. But before we add our seasonings, we got to get rid of this grease. Get a paper towel, get all that grease to one side, mop it up, and then throw that paper towel away. And now we can add in our seasonings. Now add in 1 cup of water, and once it comes to a boil, let's drop the top, reduce our heat to a simmer, and we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now while the beef is simmering, let me show you how I whip up my beans. Add in 1 tube of chorizo. I'm using pork, but you can use whatever kind you like. Now we're gonna cook this down. Now once the chorizo is cooked down, I wanna add in this 13-ounce can of beans, pinto beans. Now let's give that all a good mix. Now, once this comes to a boil, let's drop the top and again, lower the heat to a simmer and let's let this hang out for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so the beans and the meat are officially on simmer mode and now it's time for the rice. But look, we got a special guest. My wife is gonna come over and take over and she's gonna show you guys her lovely, bomb rice recipe. She even kicked me off of rice duties. Like, I can't even make rice no more. She's like, who's making rice? You making it? No, not today. Give it up for my wife, baby. Yeah. All right, you got it?
Yeah, you could have cleaned your mess.
I'll clean it
it's
once
greasy
I'll clean it when we're done with everything.
All right.
What you need? What you need?
All of my ingredients are over there.
Okay, so you need a pot?
I need a pan.
A pan.
Preferably, I normally like to use this big one right here.
It's kind of occupied. You need it? I'll get it for you if you need it.
Do we have another one that has a lid? No, huh?
All right, we'll be right back.
First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some oil to a pan. Going in with a cup of rice. I'm just gonna get that coated, start browning it up. I added a little bit too much oil, so maybe scale back on your oil. 1
tablespoon is fine.
Yeah, you saw me over pouring and you didn't say anything.
It was too late.
I'm gonna add in about 1/2 of a small onion. We're gonna cook those down with the rice. Our goal here is to brown the rice and to make the onions translucent. Okay, as you can see, the rice is getting pretty brown. What we're gonna do is add about 1/2 a can of tomato sauce. And let's go ahead and get the rice coated in that. I'm gonna pour over 1.5 cups of water. Give that a mix. A tablespoon of chicken bouillon. Maybe like a teaspoon of minced garlic. A little bit of garlic powder. Onion powder. Ooh, that was a bit much. Lucky for us, we like onion. We're gonna go in with some pepper. Give it all a good mix and we're gonna bring it back to a boil. Once we get it to a boil, we're gonna go ahead and drop the top and then we're gonna let this simmer on low for about 20 minutes. I wanna say don't remove the lid, but I can't lie, I removed the lid, so do what you want. I normally will about halfway through check it. Most people tell you not to, but I do it just because I like to give it a good mix and make sure that the liquid is all through it. Anyhow.
Thank you to my wife for handling the rice. Now it's time to crisp up some shells because everybody knows the key to the best enchiladas is crispy shells. So I got some tortillas and I got some oil. Let's fry them up. Drop in the tortilla and let's fry it up. Now, if you're one of the ones that simply microwaves their tortilla and then starts rolling it up, yeah, don't invite me over. I need my tortillas fried with my enchiladas, okay? Just like this. So if you do that, stop it and do this. Now when it's nice and crispy like this, we can go ahead and take it off. Make sure you drain off as much oil as possible. And then on to the next. Now that our shells are nice and crispy, let's go ahead and start assembling these enchiladas. So first, let's layer some enchilada sauce at the bottom. Get that spread around. Now take your tortilla, dip it in that enchilada sauce, get it covered, then add a few spoonfuls of that beef. I like cheese, so I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese in there as well. And then you simply just roll it up and then you move on to the next one. Now, one thing I will say is that all enchilada red sauces are not made the same. Some are a little bit too much on the bitter side and some are just right. So how do you like yours? You like your red sauce bitter or not bitter? I like mine not bitter. All right, now once all of them have been rolled, let's add in a little bit more of that red enchilada sauce right over the top. And now let's throw some cheese right over the top of all of that. For anyone wondering, this is Kobe Jack. This is how we used to make it back in the day. I actually haven't bought Kobe Jack in a long time, but I was feeling nostalgic. I'm in this nostalgic era right now, and I just want to taste everything that I used to taste back in the day. So after the cheese, black olives go on right on top of that. And following that up with a sprinkle of cilantro. Now throw some foil right on top and then throw it into a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. And after about 20 minutes, we should be looking like this. Ooh. Yeah, that looked fire. But we're not done yet. We gotta send it back to the oven on broil for about no specific time limit, but when that cheese starts to bubble and get brown, that's when you'll know it's ready. So back to the broiler, uncover. Yeah, now we're done. Let's start plating this up so we can eat. And there you have it, a quick Saturday dinner, beef enchiladas, Spanish rice with the chorizo pinto beans. Let's dig in. Let's start with the beef enchilada because it is literally, you already know it got my name on it. Let's see. Hey, you gotta come get you some of this. You gotta come get you some. Come on. This beef enchilada is something special. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me, oh, you got it?
Let me do it.
I was just trying to feed my queen.
That's good. I never had them like that before.
Yeah, that's fire. What about this rice? Why you do all that?
I didn't make it to my best abilities. I've made it better.
I'm talking about.
I've made it better.
The rice is fine. Ooh.
It does taste good though.
It's so good, it's falling off the plate. Thank y'all for letting us cook. If you guys want us to cook like this more, let us know. But until then, it's time to go.